Hi everyone. This week you are turning your attention to your paper's outline and giving some thought to the research design you will employ and the internal logic that will drive your research and how you will organize your paper to reflect that logic. In reviewing and grading these outlines, one issue I frequently see is that students eager to prove their thesis treat the thesis like a sieve and then sift the available evidence down to only the evidence that supports the thesis, ignoring and omitting all evidence that does not, as though if I don't talk about it, it's not really there. The problem here is that the student's thesis functions as a predetermined answer that forces all evidence into compliance. That is, the student's thesis dictates the evidence rather than the reverse. But that's not what a thesis is. A thesis is a first guess about what the evidence will say when you look at it, a hunch, if you will, nothing more. Hunches can be wrong, often are. And it's okay, more than okay, it's expected that you will modify your hunch when all the evidence is in and examined. The one thing you don't want to do is to rig the research to show only the evidence that supports your thesis. That's a research strategy doomed to failure because a careful and knowledgeable reader who knows more about the subject than you do will see through that every time and then ask an embarrassing question. But what about this evidence? You didn't discuss this because if you had, your thesis would lie in ruins. Trust me, you don't want to go there. Research, especially at this level, is looking at all the evidence and telling the truth about what you found. If the evidence supports your thesis, good. But if it doesn't, no problem. Just tell the truth and adjust your thesis to fit the evidence you discovered. When I started this, I thought one thing, but after looking at all the evidence, now I think something else. That doesn't mean that you were wrong. It just means that you are a good and careful researcher on your way to becoming a good and careful scholar. And so when you think about your paper's research design and the outline, the roadmap you will follow to write your paper, remember, always let the evidence determine your thesis, not your thesis the evidence. Well, I hope that helps. Till next time, take care. God bless.